as great an athlete as Babe Ruth, Michael Jordan, Wayne Gretzky, whatever you want to say. I actually think Mario Lemieux was a greater player than Gretzky. But as great as they may have been, uh, it's at a level that's it's just at a physical level. I was talking with that conscious guy about the difference between the physical world and something underneath, and I'm basically a materialist philosophically about the cosmos, but I think great intellect stems from material interactions, generally speaking. But I could be wrong. But it is a more mysterious thing, and people want to back away from it, and people want to ascribe it to gods or inspiration or this, that, or the other thing, and it's so diminishing of the human accomplishment because I can
It's that
tell.
whole idea of how the mind can contain the cosmos, which Emily Dickinson stated in one of her poems,
Yeah.
but the cosmos cannot contain the mind because the mind can contain both and expand outward from it.
And I can
That
t-
is something that is very difficult to perceive for average folk.
And I can tell you, in pro basketball, they've been talking about Michael Jordan recently because the Golden State Warriors. I don't know if you follow basketball up in Canada. The Golden State Warriors are just one win away from breaking Michael Jordan's Chicago Bulls record as the most wins in a pro basketball season. The Bulls went 72-10. The Warriors are 72-9. If they go 73-9, they'll be the greatest regular season team in history. Now, Stephen Curry probably overall is not as great a basketball player as Michael Jordan was at his peak. Who knows what he'll be at the end of his career? But people have defaulted and always said Michael Jordan was the greatest basketball player that ever lived. No, he wasn't. Will Chamberlain was a greater basketball player. I would argue that LeBron James currently is a greater overall basketball player, and there's probably 3 or 4 other people like Oscar Robertson, names you probably don't know who are greater. But because Jordan came of age in the marketing era of sneakers in the 80s, he's been given that. I'd even put Magic Johnson as a greater basketball player than Michael Jordan. But I can tell you, Michael Jordan had, I believe, from 1984 to 91 when he first, no, 93 when he first retired, 9 years, and then he played 5 or 6. So he had a basketball career that spanned probably, I think, 14 and a half seasons. Let's just say 15. And there's no doubt about it. He worked his ass off, and whatnot. But I can tell you, take any 15-year period of my writing career from the time I became great, from when I was 28 to now 51. So from 28 to 42, 29 to 43, 30 to 44, etc., etc. The output of work, the burning of calories needed by my mind far surpasses anything that Jordan ever did. It has to necessarily, because putting art together, putting ideas together in ways that are great, that will stand the testimony of time, is a far greater achievement than anything that sports can achieve. You look back at Babe Ruth 100 years ago, and he's just, and people can write reverently of Babe Ruth, but very few people are alive now that Babe Ruth was a significant part of their culture. And in another 50 years, Babe Ruth will be just statistics. Same thing with Michael Jordan. Someone in 100 years isn't going to give a shit about Michael Jordan's basketball career. He'll just be a statistic. Oh, this was a great player from the late 20th century. But my poems will still be relevant. My great novels will be relevant.